It's one of the best parts of being a parent, right? You get that perfect photo of your kid and you just have to share it. But what if those sweet little moments we share today end up creating a permanent digital record that could follow them for the rest of their lives? Okay, let's get into it and figure out how we can share our joy without risking our children's future. So let's start with this question. Who is actually seeing these photos? It seems simple enough, but the answer is way more complicated than you might think. Because once a photo is online, we kind of lose control over who sees it, who saves it, and what they end up doing with it. And this goes way beyond just your privacy settings. We're talking about a permanent digital footprint. And this footprint, it starts pretty much from birth. Get this. A staggering 92% of kids under 2 years old already have an online presence. For about a third of them, that online life began the very day they were born. The scale of this is just massive, and honestly, we're only just now starting to grasp the consequences. And the sheer amount of content is just mind-boggling. By the time a child turns 13, their parents have posted, on average, around 1,300 photos and videos of them online. That's 1,300 pieces of data, 1,300 moments, all building a digital identity that, let's be honest, they had absolutely no say in creating. So I know what you might be thinking. What's the big deal? They're just cute pictures, right? Well, that's what we're going to dig into today. We're going to explore the hidden dangers, what experts call sharenting, all the specific, often invisible risks that can turn a proud moment into a potential lifetime of problems. The first danger sounds like something straight out of a movie, but it is terrifyingly real. It's called digital kidnapping. This is when strangers literally steal your kid's photos from your social media and then repost them, pretending that child is their own. They can create entire fake lives using your family's pictures as their props. And no, this is not just some theoretical risk. This is a real story. Can you imagine just scrolling through your feed and suddenly finding a total stranger posting pictures of your family? Pictures of your kid going to school, having lunch, all with new names and made-up stories. It's such a profound violation. And it gets much, much darker. In the most disturbing scenarios, these stolen photos end up on the worst corners of the internet. We're talking about innocent photos taken by loving parents being used by criminals for truly horrific purposes. It's the absolute worst-case scenario, and we just have to be aware of it. All right, let's move on to the second major danger, and this one can have lifelong financial consequences. We're talking identity theft. Barclays Bank actually issued this incredibly stark warning, calling parents' sharing habits the weakest link and a main gateway for fraudsters. And the bank predicts that by 2030, this kind of sharenting is going to be responsible for almost 7 million cases of identity fraud. That's a cost of over £670 million. We are, in effect, handing criminals the keys to our kids' future financial lives. But how? Well, just think about all the little data points we casually give away. A happy birthday post? That's a full name and a date of birth. That first day of school picture? That could reveal their school's name, its location, a quick photo on the front porch. Oops, there's your house number. On their own, they feel like innocent details, but you put them together, and it's basically a goldmine for an identity thief. And that brings us to the third danger, which might be the most permanent of all. I want you to think of it as a digital prison. Every single photo we post can be scraped up and fed into these massive artificial intelligence databases, creating a permanent record of our child's face that we can never, ever take back. This is not some future sci-fi thing. It is already happening. A company called Clearview AI scraped over 30 times billion photos from public social media accounts without asking anyone for permission to build a facial recognition database. So yeah, your child's face could already be in a database just like this, cataloged and searchable forever. And here's the crucial point. You can change a stolen password. You can cancel a stolen credit card, but you cannot change your face. Once your child's biometric data is compromised, it is compromised for life. That makes them uniquely vulnerable to being tracked, identified, and maybe even harassed in the future. Okay, I know that was a lot of really heavy information, but listen, the goal here is not to scare you. It's to empower you. So let's pivot and talk about solutions. We're going to look at some concrete, practical steps you can take right now to protect your family. Seriously, you can make a huge difference in just 3 minutes. First, go into your social media accounts and switch your audience from public to friends only. Easy. Second, dive into your phone's settings and turn off location tagging for your camera app. That way, your photos don't secretly broadcast where you live and where your kids go to school. And third, here's a simple little trick. Just use an emoji or a sticker to cover your child's face. It's a super easy and surprisingly effective way to beat that facial recognition scraping. Now, a more fundamental change is to just rethink where you're sharing. On public social media, let's face it, you have very little real control. Your data gets mined, the risks are high. But with private sharing apps, like Tiny Beans or Family Album, you're basically creating a secure, encrypted space. Think of it like a private digital living room. You personally invite every single person who gets to see those photos. You are in complete control. So beyond all these tech fixes, protecting our kids really requires a bigger shift in our whole mindset. It's about setting up new family rules for a digital world, rules that actually respect our children's privacy and their autonomy as they get older. Research shows there's this major disconnect, what some call a consent gap. Nearly a third of parents post without even asking for permission. But what's even more shocking is that 32% of kids say their parents posted a photo or a story even after they specifically asked them not to. That just completely undermines trust. It teaches kids that their boundaries don't matter. So what do? Let's build some better long-term habits. First, just start asking for consent once your child is old enough to have an opinion. Second, do a little audit of your past posts. Take an hour, scroll back, and just delete anything that might be embarrassing or reveals too much personal information. And third, create clear family rules so everybody, especially well-meaning grandparents, is on the same page. And I get it, that conversation with the grandparents can be tricky. So here's a simple, effective script you can use. Just say something like, "We absolutely love that you share photos of the kids, but just for their safety, we're asking everyone to please only share them in our new private family album, not on Facebook. It's positive, it clearly explains the why, safety, and it gives them a simple alternative. It's not about cutting them off, it's about bringing them into your new, safer way of doing things." Ultimately, all of these steps, the quick fixes, the private apps, the new family rules, they're all about one thing: protecting a child's future. The choices that we make for them today are going to shape the digital world that they inherit tomorrow. So let's just break it down one last time. It's a direct line between each risk and its solution. Worried about digital kidnapping? The protection is to share privately. Concerned about identity fraud? The protection is to strip out that identifying data. The threat of AI databases? The protection is to obscure their faces. And to protect their future autonomy? The solution is to just ask for their consent. For every single danger, there is a clear protective action you can take. So here it is, your action plan, starting today. Stop posting photos of your kids publicly. Download a private family sharing app and invite only the people you trust completely. And maybe most importantly, start the conversation with your child about what they're comfortable with and with your relatives about your new family rules. And we'll end on this one thought. A young child, by definition, cannot give informed consent for their picture to live on the internet forever. As parents, we have the technical ability to post whatever we want, but the real question we need to ask ourselves, with everything we know now, isn't whether we can, it's whether we should.